Greetings, saints of God. You may be doubting that God sees you. I want to encourage you today that God sees everything that you're doing. He knows where you are. He knows what you're going through. He knows what you're suffering from. He knows your hurts. He knows your pains. He knows your struggles. He knows all about you. There was a story in the book of Genesis, chapter 16. There was a conflict between two women, Sarai and Hagar. Hagar despised her maidservant, Hagar. And it was not good between the two of them. And so what happened was, Hagar was conceived, and Sarah didn't like that too much. You got two women in the house fighting over the same man. Somebody got to go. And Sarai finally come to grips and realized that, hey, I cannot coexist with this woman, Hagar. She has to go. Abraham said, go ahead and do with her whatever you want to do. She's in your power to do it. So the Bible says that, she treated Hagar harshly. And Hagar fled from her presence. Genesis chapter 16, verse 7 and 8. And so what happened was, she went along the way, and the Lord found her by a spring of water on the way to Shur. And God spoke to her and said, listen, go back. I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless your offspring, your descendants after you. They're going to be so many that, innumerable. As the stars, as the sand on the seashore, they're just going to be too many to count. And she bore a son and named him Ishmael. But she come to realize that, wait a minute, God sees me. God sees me. She was all alone on the way to Shur, all by herself. No one around, no one to understand her pain, no one for her to vent to. But the angel of the Lord showed up in her life. And he heard her, and she realized that he sees me. I want to encourage you to know today that God both hears you and he sees you. He hears your cries. He hears your struggles. He hears your frustration. He sees your pain. He sees your loneliness. He sees your struggles. He sees you right where you are, because God is everywhere at the same time. The beautiful thing about God's creation is that God created a beautiful creature called a monarch butterfly. A monarch butterfly has some 12,000 eyes, 12,000 lenses, of which they can see through all around them. They are multiple peripheral vision. They can see behind them. They can see on the side of them. They can see diagonal. They can see vertical. They can see horizontal. They can see all around them. They have 12,000 lenses of which they can see through. Isn't that amazing? That's how God sees us. God sees everything. God sees everyone, and God sees you right where you are. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't know your pains, your hurts. But let me tell you today, God sees you and he hears you. He is Elroy. He is the God who sees. I want you to be encouraged today. Be like Hagar. You may be frustrated. You may be upset. You may be hurt. You may be going through pain right now. You may think you're all alone in this process, but I want to encourage you today. Just like Hagar came to the conclusion and realized that God sees her, let me encourage you today. God sees you. God bless you today, and have a wonderful day today.